And he said if he ever had an opening, he would hire me. And so
Hmm.
he did. He did not go back on his word. And so I went on to build a career. I ended my career working for Lenovo, which is the Chinese company that purchased IBM's PC division. Nobody wanted to go over, so I volunteered. I'll go.
Hmm.
I'll see how it is. And so I said maybe I'll get an assignment. And I did. I ended up getting an assignment in Asia. So I was there for 7 years. I traveled all over the world. I built a global organization for them. And then as we started to grow it into something viable for the company, when it started reporting to the board of directors, they said they needed an Ivy League degree person to run it.
Hmm.
And I thought, oh, they put it like this: we need a different skill set,
Yeah.
and today is your last day.
Oh.
So, yeah, I got the phone
Wow.
call. I was actually in Virginia, headed to the airport to go to Brazil because we had a project going on in Brazil. And they said, don't get on the plane. This is your last day. And so that was kind of like, wow. But IT, they throw you out every 2 years anyway. So you've got to always try to find a job. That's just
Hmm.
been the way the industry is. Every 2 to 3 years, it's a reorg, it's a resetting. They have a new name for it.
Yeah.
But I was a bit shocked that after I built this organization, that I was now being replaced. And so, okay, 2 days later, my daughter and I were in a terrible car accident. So it was some life changing events, to say the least. And, after finding out that I'd have to learn how to walk again, I'd have to have
Hmm.
surgery or have physical therapy for a year, I opted for physical therapy. My daughter couldn't walk without a cane. It was a pretty debilitating accident. And I went through a period of depression where I just thought, what is going on here? And then I kind of drew on my mother's strength, who left an abusive husband with 4 kids and a can of pork and beans, and she couldn't read or write. And she went on to get to New York and build a life, and went on to get a master's degree. And I thought, if this woman could do that, what am I laying here for? And so I got my walker and I went out into my living room and I said to my daughter, we're going into the wine business. And she said, how many drugs did that I didn't get? I mean, she goes, where am I?
Yeah.
And I said, no, if we stay here and do this, if I stay in this room, I'm going to be one of those old ladies with newspapers piled up to here and 20 cats. So, I've got to do something. And I think that's what, if someone asked me who I was, I'd say I was someone who will take a hit and say, okay, and then say, okay, now I've got to stand up,
Hmm.
and that was physically the case as well. So mentally, energy wise, and physically, I had to stand up and do something. And so we did get into the wine business, and I figured out how to do it without having to buy a vineyard. Because although I got a nice, buyout from my company, I couldn't buy a vineyard. I mean, that's a lot. And so we got into it under white label. And as I got healthier, I started creating my own custom blends in my kitchen.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of the journey into the wine business.